Good morning. There she is. How are you? We ready? So today we're going to use these bands, a lighter one and a heavier one. And then we're going to use, wait, there she is. Good morning. Okay, we were just talking about we're using weights and bands today. So go grab them if you don't have them already. And let's get the party going. So you're going to take your feet to the width of the mat. Take a nice big deep breath. Keep the arms nice and wide. And while you're holding here, try to pull the shoulders apart. Now you're going to give me a little hip hinge. So you're sort of leaning forward. It's going to make it a little harder to keep the arms up. And then hip hinge a little bit more. And then relax the arms, come all the way down, let your head go. You're going to inhale to a flat back. Keep your legs straight if you can. And do a reverse swan dive all the way back up. Nice and slow. Reach the arms up nice and wide. Do that little hip hinge again. And a little more. And then take it all the way back down. Let your head go. Inhale to a flat back. Keeping the legs straight. This time, before you lift the fingertips off the floor, try to drive the hips backwards. And then come up. And reach the arms nice and wide. And let's do it one more time. Although this time we're not going to come up, we're going to walk out. So little hip hinge. Little more. And then fold down. Put your hands down on the floor and take baby steps with them all the way to the front of your mat. Bring your shoulders over the wrists. And from here, with your feet wide, pull through to a down dog. Try to keep those legs nice and straight. And then pull back forward to plank. And then just keep oscillating. Pull it back, come forward, and so on and so forth. A few more times. It's warming up your shoulders and lats. Okay, hold it back in that dog. Bring the feet 4 to 6 inches apart. And just hold on this down dog for a few breaths. Big, deep breaths, very purposeful. Okay, let's lift that left leg up. And pull forward to plank, keeping the left foot off the floor. And now drive that left knee to the elbow. And then sweep it all the way back up behind you again. Let's do that again. Bring it forward and back. Lift it nice and high. And one last time. Forward and back. Put that foot down, go to the other side. Lift it. You're keeping your hips square. Bringing your shoulders over your wrists. Letting that knee tap the elbow. Nice and controlled movement. One more. Now, both feet down on the floor. Let's take the knees to the floor. Walk your wrists in so they're underneath the shoulders. We're going to do some cat-cows. So rounding, pushing away from the earth. And now reverse it. Tailbone to the ceiling. Spread out the chest. And just sort of oscillate between cat and cow. You always want to try to keep the belly pulling up and into the spine and beginning and ending each movement with a breath. The power of breathing. We need to remind ourselves throughout our day. Okay, come to a neutral spine. Lift off your knees. Squeeze your knees together. Open them back out and put them down. Repeat that 2 more times. Lift up, squeeze in, open, and lower. 1 more. Okay, now we're going to come into a small dog with your heels on the floor. To warm up our calves, we're just going to come high on the toes and then drop those heels back down. Two more. Okay, now from here, take baby steps with your feet and walk them towards your hands. And let's all meet in a full forward fold. So you should be somewhere around the middle part of your mat. We're going to take both of our hands to our left shin or ankle. And you're going to sweep your right leg back behind you. Single leg balance pose. Try to get your back leg so that it's parallel to the floor. And try to keep that right hip down. You're just holding onto your leg. Now, if it's too hard to hold your leg, take your hands out in front of the foot and put them on the floor. And that can help you hold the balance. Now, with this in mind, if you're ready to elevate, you take that right hip, lift it up towards the ceiling. So you're opening up the hip, and then you're going to close it back down. And open it. And close it. And 1 more. Open it. And close it. Let's take that right foot down. Hang out in that full fold. Let's just cross our arms at the elbows. Stay here for 3 big, huge breaths. We really feel the ribs extend. Okay, now take your hands to your right foot. Sweep that left leg back behind you. Try to calm the foot. Sometimes a little harder to do. Now, try to take it to the next level by lifting that hip up to the ceiling. And then closing it back down. And lift. Whatever range of motion, it doesn't really matter. You're just making a little bit of movement happen, which of course makes it harder to balance. Okay, let's take that foot back down. Hands to the floor, step back, meet me in your plank. Now, we're going to take the right knee down to the middle of the mat and kickstand that right foot out to the side. Take your right hand to the middle and turn your back foot on its side. Bring your left hand to your waist so you're facing the left side of the room. Now you're going to take this left arm, reach it up to the ceiling. And your next level is to lift your back leg up off the floor. Just hold the balance, engaging your core. Try to lift that leg a little higher, and then come back and meet me in your plank. Now, from your plank, we're going to pull through to a down dog 3 times, forward and back. On this last one, bring it forward. Let the left knee hit the floor. Kickstand the left foot, left hand in the middle, open up to face the right. And when you're ready, lift that back leg up, hold the balance. Get that right arm reaching straight up to the ceiling. Try to lift that back leg a little higher, Come back onto all fours. We're going to take a nice little child's pose. So I want you to open up your knees. You're going to be on the tops of your feet. And grab a towel if you want to put your forehead down on the floor. I want you to sit back on those heels, relax the arms, and just breathe. Okay, did not feel good. Come on back up. 3 cat-cows. Pushing away, rounding that back. You want to create as much space between those shoulder blades as you can. Keep the belly pulling in. Drop into those shoulders, coccyx bone up. Do it again. Drop into those shoulders. One more time. Okay, come tuck your toes under. Back into that small dog. You're going to walk your feet forward. You're going to inhale to a flat back. Draw the hips backwards. Keep your legs straight. Walk your fingertips a little more forward if you can. Stretching all around the armpits. Nice. Now let the arms go out to the side. Reverse swan dive, come all the way back up, reach for the ceiling. Nice job. Okay, we're gonna just start a little stabilization exercise for our arms. So take your slightly easier band, not the hardest one that you have, and just hold it right above, like right around your wrist. And you're just gonna do 10 out to the side. Okay, so you're trying to create a lot of tightness in this band, pulling those wrists out. These are just stabilization exercises for the shoulder. Okay, now once you've done 10 of those, just relax, come back up, and now you're going to lift on an angle. So your right arm is higher than the left, and you're still just opening and closing. Keep your core engaged and keep really good posture. And now turn the other way. Really try to open up the band as much as you can. And now start with the wrists parallel to the floor, and you're going to create space and pretend like you're driving a bus. But I don't want you to rotate your body. I want you to rotate the arms. So stay nice and tight through your core. Keep that space. Pull those arms apart. 3, 2, and release it. Nice job. Okay, shake it out and grab your weights, the heavy ones, or whichever heavy ones you have. We're going to kickstand the right foot. You're going to hold the weights with your palms facing you. Shift your butt back. So do a little hip hinge here. If you look at me from the side, I'm sticking my butt back, but my spine is long. I'm going to come down nice and slow, and then come back up nice and slow. So I've got at least 80% of the weight in my left leg. Going nice and slow. This should feel almost like a good stretch, because it's really lengthening the hamstrings. And, you know, you're weight bearing, so you're getting strength as well. So we're just going to do 5 on this side, really slow and in control. And the key here is that hip hinge and keeping your butt back, so you're weighting into the back of that front foot. Okay, we're just going to switch feet, do the same on the other side. Get that mental connection to not putting too much weight in that left foot. So whenever I do the first one, I go really slow and I pay attention to what's going on. make the necessary corrections, like getting weight out of that left foot and keeping that butt pushing backwards. Okay, this is your last one. Now bring your feet together. We're going to do 10 squats. So come on down and up. Pretty quick on the way up. Like a little burst of energy coming up. Keep your butt back. Keep your head up. Just a little warm up for the whole body. So you're exhaling as you come up, inhaling on the way down. Okay, now give me a bicep, sorry, not a bicep, a hammer curl to a press. Okay, and then come back down. So hammer curl on the way up, and then press. I mean, nice squat. So you're really always trying to improve the amount you can lower that butt. A lot of people think in a squat, you gotta go forward with your body to get down. No, you just figure out a way to get that butt down. Three more here, just so I can catch up to you. 2 and 1. Okay, you're gonna give me 5 deadlifts. Go down and up 5 times, weighting the back of the feet. Stick that butt back. Now you're going to come down halfway. You're going to give me 5 rows. You're going to come back up. You're going to give me 1 squat, 1 deadlift, and 5 rows. Come back up, do it again. 1 squat, as deep as you can get, 1 deadlift, and 5 rows. Up, do it again. 1 squat, nice and low. 1 deadlift, and 5 rows. Elbows get nice and high. Nice job. Now come up. Give me a hammer curl. 1 at a time. Back down, curl again. 1 at a time. And curl. Three more. Here's your last one here. Nice job. Okay, put them down. We're going to come down to the floor and work our outer hips. So get your heavy band this time. I'm just going to turn my AC on. Okay, so you're going to wrap the band around just above your ankles. You're going to lie down. We are going to work these hips. So, legs up. Get nice and flat on your shoulder blades, right? Keep your neck long. Flex your feet. Create tension, as much tension as you can get in the bed right now. As much as you can get, and you're just going to hold that. Your neck and shoulders and arms are nice and relaxed. Hold the tension. Now I want you to move your feet forward a couple of inches. It's very subtle, just so that you feel the belly giving you feedback that it needs to protect. So now you've got that belly engaged. Keep the belly engaged the whole time. We release the tension and bring it back. Just hold the tension in those feet or legs. And now release it and bring it back. So each time you're spreading those feet, you're trying to spread them farther apart. You're just holding right now. And then release. Hug your knees into the chest. Just give yourself a little tiny reprieve. Just 5 seconds to let everything go. Then come back up with the legs. Keep your feet flexed. Now, before you start to spread the legs, I want you to move the feet forward. A little more than you did last time. Keep that lower back skin on the floor and keep your belly pressing down. This should feel like work in and of itself. Now, adding on, open the legs. Just hold. Close them slowly, very slowly. Open again. Oh my God, this is so much fun. Open wider. Push them open. And then close. Keep the feet forward. Don't let them come back in. Open. Close. Whew, it's getting hard. Open. I hope it's getting hard for you. Legs are straight, feet are flexed. Push them wider. And close. Bring them in. You got 5 seconds to enjoy. Okay, back up with the legs. Move them a little more forward. If you can, still keeping your low back skin on the floor. So you're just teetering on the edge of yes, the back can stay down, and maybe not so much. Get to that point, but keep it down and then open and hold. So you're getting the benefit of core and hips. How awesome is that? Your shoulders, your neck, your face, all that part of the body is chilling. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, keep the band wrapped around your feet. Just bring your knees in. Make a nice little circle. We got the Sean exercise coming up. Only because that's probably some of the best rehab we can be doing for ourselves. So, you know the drill. You slide those feet down. You keep the smallest bend in your feet, in your legs. Now turn your toes in to touch and turn your knees in to touch. The band isn't doing anything, it's just hanging out. Now, we're going to do this in stages, and we're going to build each stage, which means you keep all these things going on as we add on. So push your heels into the floor while you squeeze your knees. You're just pushing them down. Feel the activation in that back of the body. Now, keep the push down. We're going to add on. Pull your heels towards you also. Isometrically, of course. Keep your belly pressing down. Keep your knees squeezing together. Fingertips on the floor only, so the arms lift up. Lift your butt up. Please don't lose the squeeze of the knees, or the pull of the heels, or the push of the heels. Oh my goodness. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, and release it. Go to a straight leg. Take your arms all the way back behind you. Point those toes. Reach for the back wall with your fingertips. And then bring the arms back forward. Fingertips only. Step your feet in a little bit. Toes and knees touch. Try to tilt up the pelvis as much as humanly possible. Pull your heels down, push them into the floor. Pull them towards your butt. Squeeze your knees even harder. Lift your butt up. It's all about the knees. Try to relax the face, the shoulders. Crowd out your chest. Keep squeezing. 5, 4, 3, 2, and let it go. I got a little harder. Take the arms back, point your toes. Okay, one last time for shits and giggles, right? You know this is good for you. It's like, why do you brush your teeth? Because you know it's good for you. Same thing, just get it done. Push those heels down. Pull them towards your butt. Squeeze your knees even more than you thought possible. Lift your butt. Keep all that shit going on. You want to create as much force of those legs pulling into each other as you can. You got this, right? 10, 9, 8, squeeze harder. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and release it. Oh my goodness. Okay. That was the 3rd time. How lucky are we? Clasp your fingers together. Little shoulder mobility while we let these legs get some blood flow. Your fingers are clasped, your arms are straight. Take them all the way back behind you. And then pull them all the way forward. As far down, so your forearms are touching your hips. Take them all the way back again. Do that 9 more times, nice and slow and steady. Keep your belly pressing down. You can work that belly the whole time you're here. If you just remind yourself. This is great. When you're pulling the arms forward, you're probably feeling your thoracic spine get a nice little massage. When you're taking them back, it's all about shoulder mobility. It's good for you. Okay. Take your arms, reach them straight up, shoulder width apart with your hands. You're just going to take one hand. You're going to give yourself a hug. That's the easiest way to describe this. And just hold that hug. Keep breathing. Now bring the arms straight up again where you started and cross them over the other way. Hug again. Don't forget to breathe. Okay, bring your arms by your side, but I just want the fingertips on the floor. So your arms are lifted. I know you still have the band around your ankles, and that's okay. I just want you to pull your heels in a little bit. So you got a bend in your legs. Your toes are pointing up towards the ceiling. So you got shin activation. Now, I want you to do some pelvic rocking before we go anywhere else. So press that low back as best you can down onto the floor. So you're tilting your pelvis up. And then reverse it. Tilt it down. You got lots of space now between that low back and the floor. Tilt it down. Keep the tailbone on the floor though. You're not lifting up completely. We are going to get there, but not quite yet. Roll it forward. And tilt it up. Now, I want you to take your heels and just a smidge, move them closer. Just a smidge. Now, one vertebrae at a time, I want you to peel the tailbone up and start to lift those hips as you press your heels into the floor. Push through the heels. You get a lot of hamstring going on. Now, keep that heel push. Turn your knees into touch. It's a modified Sean exercise. Squeeze your knees. Count to 10 slowly, and then you can have a little reprieve. As long as there's a lot of force of the squeeze. Okay, release it. Straighten out the legs, take your arms all the way back behind you. Point your toes, give those shins a nice little stretch. Okay, bring your arms forward. Bring your knees into the chest. We're going to make a little circle with both knees to massage that lower back. Change your direction. Now take your band and move it above your knees. Put your feet on the floor like you're about to get into a bridge, because you are. You got your feet flat on the floor this time. Let's do some pelvic rocking first, a few times. This time, because you got a bigger bend in the knees, when you pelvic tilt up, that tailbone can lift up. Last one. Now peel up into that bridge. I want you to open the knees without moving your feet. So you got your feet, 6 inches apart maybe, and you're just opening up those knees and holding. Now take your arms, lift them off the floor. So your wrists are over your shoulders and your palms are facing. Hold here and breathe. Keep that belly pressing down. Now I want you to go an inch wider. So start out going wider and come in an inch. It's a small movement. Targeting those glutes a little bit. Outer hips. Keep your hips up though. It's just the knees you're splaying open. Try to get wider every time you move out. Keep your neck relaxed, your face. Now go a little faster, like just pulse it, out and in, out and in, out and in, pretty quick. Now bring your arms back by your side, hold them out, your arms are down on the floor. You're just holding, you're lifting, you're squeezing. Now bring the knees together and open them back out. Bring them together. Stay up with your butt and open out. You're just going to do it 3 more times, nice and slow. Make sure you're going out as far as you can. Now hold them out and pulse quick again. Out and in. Hopefully you're feeling a little bit of burning Now come in and open out again. 4 more times. Now pulse it quick. It's not a big movement. You're here for about 10 seconds. And then we're moving away from this band. 5, 4, 3, 2, and done. Put your butt down, bring your knees into the chest. Nice little stretch for the low back. Get rid of the band. Now we're going to open the knees as wide as we can. Bring them forward, close them, and pull them in. Do that again 3 more times. Now you're going to do the same thing in the opposite direction. Push them forward, then open them, and bring them in and around. Okay, rock and roll back up. You're going to turn onto your right side. We're going to do a little side planking, little core, little stretch, and then we're done. So I've got my right forearm down on the floor. I've got my legs straight out. So how do you know you're lined up correctly in a side plank? You take your heels, you line them up with the hip. You take the hips, line them up with the shoulders. Your feet are stacked. Now the modification is to bend your bottom leg and keep that bottom knee down. Or you can always come back to that. But right now we're going to lift the hips up and sweep our left arm out to the side, up to the ceiling, I'm sorry. Arm going straight up to the ceiling, hips nice and high, feet are stacked. Hold it. Count to 10 slowly. Nice job. Put them down. Roll onto your opposite side. Again, your alignment here is really important. So look. You got to physically look. Are your heels in line with the hips? And the hips in line with the shoulder. When you're ready, up you go. Right arm straight up. Okay, come back onto your belly. You're going to be on your forearms with your belly down, your pelvis down. So baby cobra, palms on the floor. Right now, I'm just chilling on the tops of my feet, giving my six-pack muscle a little bit of stretch. Take a few more breaths. While you're here, you're still trying to pull your belly in. Okay, now I want you to tuck your toes under. I want you to lift up and keep your knees down. Now, isometrically pull those elbows towards your knees. So you're getting a lot of activation. Now you got to ask yourself, is my belly up and in? And then lower the pelvis back down. You're going to keep your toes tucked. We're going to step the elbows forward. So now this is going to become way more challenging. But we got this. Are you ready? Lift your hips up. Pull those elbows towards the knees isometrically. Keep the belly in. A lot more muscle working with those elbows forward. 5, 4, 3, 2, and back down. We're going to lower the chest for a little stretch. You can turn your head to the side, relax. Just let it all hang out. Okay, bring your hands back by your chest. Take your face, look at the floor. So your face is up off the floor. If the toes are not tucked under yet, get them tucked. This time, you're going to keep your knees down, but we're going to push ourselves up to a kneeling push-up position. So push up, hold the kneeling position. So right now, I have my shoulders just a little bit behind the wrists. I've got my belly engaged. As I lower down slowly, I'm going to let my elbows come out at a 45-degree angle from the body. So I'm going to come down nice and slow without letting the shoulders round forward. I'm going to end up with my chest on the floor and my pelvis. Keep your toes tucked. Press back up. And we're going to do this 2 more times. Lower down nice and slow. You're the boss of this move. It's a lot of tricep and arm work. Good for you. Release it when you get down. Push it back up. And one last time, lower slow. Nice job. Come back onto your forearms. So this time I've got the forearms, my elbows under the shoulders. I'm going to bring my heels and toes together, lift my hips up, take my knees up off the floor. So I'm in a foot together low plank. If that makes any sense. Hold it, belly in, butt up a few inches, lower your right hip only. Just hold that. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Butt up. Now your feet have not moved, right? Left hip down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Butt up. Do it again, right side. 5, 4, 3, 2. Butt up. Left side. Butt up, knees down. You're going to walk those forearms all the way back. Open up your knees. Take it right to a child's pose. Oh, how good does that feel? Whatever version thereof you like. This time I've got my arms extending out. My head is tucked in between the arms, but my forehead is up. Breathing, trying to relax the armpits towards the floor. I've got nice width between my hands. Now let's take this left palm, open it to face the ceiling and lift the arm off the floor. Nothing else changes. Reach it straight out. Close it, relax. Do the same on the other one. Open, lift, and reach. Nice. Now come back up onto all fours. Bring your knees in. You're going to tuck your toes under. You're in a small down dog. Walk your feet towards your hands. We're going to do a little hip stretch here. So I'm going to have you cross your right foot over the left. Drive the hips backwards. So you're getting the outside of that left leg. So you got to shift around those hips, get your booty back. That left leg should be straight. You got to bend in the right one because it's crossed over. Just hold here. Try to completely unweight the upper body. Let your head go. Now, drift the body forward to come out of this, and then go over to the opposite side. Shifting back those hips as much as you can. Unweighting, so you're just literally let your upper body dangle. So you get more of the benefit of the stretch. Big deep breath. Now uncross it. You're going to inhale to a flat back. Reverse swan dive all the way back up. Flip your palms, reach for the ceiling. And I thank you very much for your power and strength. Woohoo! Good job, ladies.